Alright, hey, HadesOmeg's here, and today is November 30th, 2022, and it was my first day working as a PVD in 2022, alright? So, last year I did this long kind of vlog series of me working at UPS as a personal vehicle delivery driver, alright? So, and I'm doing it again this year, alright? I had so much fun, and I made a lot of money last year that I wanted to do it again, alright? Yeah, DoorDash has just been kind of crappy lately, so I'm glad this came along. I don't know what I'm going to do after this. Because I don't know if I want to go back and do DoorDash. It's just not, it's not like it used to be type of thing. But anyway, yeah. So I'm just going to go over, I'm not going to go do a big long vlog series like I did last year. I'll do this one in the beginning and I'll do one at the end, okay? But yeah, today is my first day. And I'll start from like the beginning when I applied and everything, okay? So like I mentioned last year, I wanted to do this earlier than I did last year. I think last year I started in the first week of December. I think that's when I applied, all right? And now it's, what is it? It's like almost the first week of December, like 2 weeks before December, like tomorrow is December, all right? Yeah, tomorrow's the first day of December, all right? So since I think October, yeah, since October, I've been checking the UPS jobs website. I've been going on to the looking for jobs on UPS for seasonal personal vehicle delivery drivers, and I checked every day. At least the last couple weeks, I've been checking every day. I've got a tab open on my browser that, like, yeah, every day I check it, you know, and everywhere but San Jose. I don't know what the deal is, guys. There was some for like Fremont. Fremont is kind of not too far from me, and there was one for like Sunnyvale. Those are where the different package centers are. But I live in San Jose, and I've always worked in San Jose, and I want to work in San Jose. I want to work somewhere near where I live, all right? So I don't have to commute so far, type of thing, all right? And this year, the plan was to use the RAV4 again, all right? And the RAV4 does a great job at this, all right? So yeah, it was my first day, and here's my new vest and everything, all right? So if you remember last year, I got COVID at the end, all right? At the very end of at the beginning of the new year, I got COVID and I couldn't work anymore, but they never called me for more work after that. So like, yeah, and then that was it. I just didn't work for UPS anymore. that's how it worked, all right? And then now, fast forward to now, it's November 30th, 2022, and I worked today. Today was my first day of work, all right? So like I said, I've been looking every day to see, and then so last week on the 21st, all right, it was a Monday, I remember. I checked and it popped up, San Jose is hiring PVD. So that's but it was like Saturday night is when it was like Monday night when I checked it. So I said, okay, tomorrow I'm gonna go start applying, all right? So I went on the website, I logged into my account, and then because I had the UPS, I logged into my UPS jobs account, and then I went and applied for the PVD position, all right, for San Jose. And then I filled out everything. It literally takes you. It took me like almost like a whole day to fill out the application. It's a lot of stuff to fill out, guys. Even though, like, even if you've applied before and then you're gonna do it again, like a lot of the stuff, all the data fields are already still in there, but it still takes a long time to do it, man. Yeah, you gotta put, so I think somewhere in there you gotta put your direct deposit info, because I think that's how they paid us. That's how they paid us last year, and I don't remember filling out any direct deposit stuff after the application type of thing, all right? But yeah, the application is the one that takes the longest, and pretty much when you fill out the application, they already give you a conditional job offer, all right? So you're pretty much hired already once you fill out the application, and then like you acknowledge, yeah, you know, I'm going to be using my vehicle. I think it's 65 cents a mile they pay, and in San Jose they pay $38, all right? They pay really well in San Jose. I heard somebody told me they pay $34 in Fremont, that's still good, all right? Yeah, it's dependent on where you live. Some people are saying, oh, it's like $22 an hour. Well, in San Jose, it's $38 an hour. All right, that's freaking awesome. Okay, hopefully we'll have a lot of work this year. Okay, so I filled out the application. I finished it on the 22nd, the day after Monday. All right, and then and I think that after that. Yeah, so I think it took me like almost 2 days to fill out the application. I know I was taking my sweet time. But yeah, so I think by like the Wednesday, so yeah, I found out on Monday. I filled out on Tuesday, and then Wednesday I think I finished it on Wednesday. And then what they do is they schedule you for an orientation or your first day. They call it your first day of work, but it's not really your first day of work. That's the orientation. It was just like last year, okay, and I'll go over it. And it was on the 29th, all right? It was a Tuesday, yesterday, all right? Today's the 30th, so the 29th is yesterday. And it was yesterday at 1:30. Yeah, that was the appointment time, all right? So basically, I did the same thing as I did last year. The good thing is I knew where to go. Last year, I didn't know where to go. They came and give you a general idea where you're going and stuff. And last year, I knew where to go because I'd worked there before. So, okay, so yeah, it was the same thing. You go to I went to the package center on 7th Street in San Jose. You go to the guard shack and you tell them, hey, I'm here for first day of work or orientation. And then you wait there with all the other PVD candidates, and then the supervisor or the HR person, they came and got us all, and then I think I waited maybe like 10 minutes or something. I didn't wait all that long. They took us into the building, same process as last year. We go in there, and then we fill out some forms saying like, yeah, I think one of the forms was the meal form. After 6 hours, you gotta take a lunch, that type of thing. After 8 hours, you gotta take another lunch break, and that type of thing. And then you have to fill out the union paperwork, which is on the computer. So same thing as last year. You gotta put. You gotta have 2 forms of ID. All right. So it could be anything. I use my driver's license and a social security card. That's what I use. Yes, Hades Omega carries a social security card around. I know people think you're crazy for doing that, but I do it all the time. So, all right. You could use a passport, green card, I guess, a passport ID. I have one of those. Military ID. Any kind of government issued ID card. Okay. Some people didn't have any, so okay. And then you just fill out the union paperwork and stuff, and then that's pretty much it. And then from the paperwork and stuff that you submit to the HR person, they either reactivate your account if you already have a UPSer account, like me, or they make a new account for you. Okay, and then you just go home. The whole process took like 30 minutes, all right, and it's pretty painless, is what I'm gonna say. The only thing is like it was hella hot in that room. That's all I remember. Yeah, it was like hella hot in that room. I wanted to leave right away. So after 30 minutes, I left, and then I just went home. And so it's a little bit different than last year. You don't watch all these. I remember it took about like an hour of online training. You got to do it at home on the UPSers portal. You didn't have to do that this year. Okay, so yeah, it was a lot faster. So last year, I think they pay you like an hour and a half to do this training, and you can literally do this training in like 20 minutes. Okay, so last time I was like, I couldn't get. I actually was able to get into my UPSer account like right away when I came home. That was interesting. So maybe they activated something, but you can't do the training until they send you an email. All right. They said they were going to send an email at night or the next morning, and I got it in the morning. And then I started getting these text messages from the UPS center. And then that was pretty much it. And then the next day, today on the 30th, I got that email they were talking about. I was like, oh, because I was trying to do the training the whole night, and I didn't see anything, man. But the training link is in the email, all right? So you got to do the training. There's like 5 or 6 videos that you go to watch, and it goes over all the stuff that we went through last year. But they really condensed it this time, all right? That each video is about like maybe like 2 or 3 minutes tops, you know, and you just watch them all. And then at the end it says click this to submit your training, and I think you put your email in, and then that's it. Then you did the training, all right? So, but before that, also they asked you if you did the training on the text messages I was mentioning earlier, and I had to put no because I hadn't done it yet. So I hadn't got the email yet. All right, but I did the email, and then man, let me look at the text messages. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go over the text messages real quick because I got my phone right here. It says, welcome to our UPS team. For your convenience, we can communicate your daily work assignment via text message. All right, that's great. If you prefer no longer receive messages from this company, please respond with stop. Well, we don't want that. Your UPS okay, so there's something about your UPS coordinator, who to talk to if you got questions. I never asked. There's like some kind of terms and conditions that they put. There's so many of these stuff that like, oh, do you understand this? You're going to be doing this. You're going to be using that. There's so many forms and stuff that you that you're going to be doing to get to do this job, is what I say. All right, and it says if you agree to these terms and conditions, reply with a 1, all right, and 2 to decline. All right, well, I put 1, right? Now it says you're part of the UPS peak team. All right, so basically, if you put no, they're not going to hire you. Okay. The following 3-question survey will contain questions to better help us understand your work preferences. All right. Please confirm the first day you can work is 11/29/2022, which is that was that day. Okay. That was that day, the 29th. All right. That's the day that I filled out. That's the day I went to the orientation. All right. So I said, like, okay, I already went to the orientation. I said, but yes, okay. And then, so there we go. It asks you what type of vehicle will you be using to deliver packages, all right? 1, compact car. That's something like, I don't know, a Honda Fit or something. 2, full-size car. Something like, I don't know, man, like a Crown Victoria. Okay, that's a big car, all right? Or a Ford Taurus. There you go. 3, small SUV. All right, that's what HadesOmega drives. It's a RAV4. All right, a large SUV. All right, that's something like a Honda Pilot. All right, like a 3-row SUV. All right, a truck. All right, like a Tacoma or something. And remember, if you got a truck, you got to have a bed cover. All right, you got to be able to cover the packages. Can't be driving around willy-nilly, driving around with packages hanging out of the back of your bed. 6, a van. All right, there you go, the van. And then 7, prefer not to answer. Well, I'm telling you now, you're helping yourself out by telling them what kind of vehicle you have, because you definitely want the workload that suits your vehicle the most. All right, I'm telling you now, the biggest vehicle you have, the better. All right, not just because you can carry more packages, it's so you can find your packages. All right, you know why it's so nice to drive those package cars? Because you can find stuff in them. Yeah, you can pack a lot of packages in them, but you can walk back and forth and look through the shelves for packages. If your vehicle is just loaded to the top with packages, it takes forever to find anything. So it's in your best interest to have the biggest vehicle you could get. All right, so RAV4 is just right, if you ask me. But I would prefer a minivan. I think a minivan is like the best. A minivan or a cargo van. Okay. Have you completed general training videos? Reply yes or no. I had to put no because they didn't send me the links for them yet. Okay. That was the next thing. And it says, thank you. Communication from your manager will begin soon. All right. Okay. At 6:25 today. All right. On the 30th, the next day, basically, or today. Good morning. Welcome to the UPS team. We're happy to start working together. At 7:51, I got another text call saying, good morning. All right, so Hades Omega has to be awake around 7 o'clock, 7 or 8 o'clock. Yeah, around. I would say wake up at 8 o'clock and have your phone ready. Okay. It says good morning. Please come to the building at 12:30 at the package center. Right, the package center is at 1999 South 7th Street in San Jose. All right, the Almaden Center, and ask for your supervisor. All right, it has his name right here. Okay. Yeah, so they had me working in the Almaden Center again, and I'll tell you this, it's changed a bit since last year. Okay, everything's a little bit different than last year. Okay, so I'm gonna go over my first day, and then that's pretty much it. All right, and then I'll do another vlog at the end of the year, telling you how it happened again. Maybe I got COVID again and I couldn't work, you know, that type of thing. Okay, but yeah, so I got that text message saying, hey, be at the building at 12:30, and so I went there at 12:30. Okay, I went there at 12:30, or I was there before 12:30. All right, obviously you want to show up at least 15 minutes before, right? That's how they do it in the Army. All right. I went to the building where we worked out of, the Almaden Center, where we worked out of last year, and I go there and like, dude, there's nothing here. I don't see any activity going on here. That place was packed last year, and there was like nothing going on there. So apparently the UPS doesn't own that building anymore. So I went back to the guard shack, and then I told them, hey, yeah, I got a PVD thing. So I fill out the paper, and then I go in, and I'm going to the Almaden Center. That's what they told me. Like, yeah, you just go walk straight all the way back, and that's the Almaden Center there, right? And so I'm there at like pretty much 12:30 already, and they've already started like the first day of work kind of orientation. So I was like, oh shit, I'm late for the first day already. And then my supervisor's already training the new guys, all right? And they were the guys I saw yesterday, so that's pretty cool. I got to work with those guys. And then some of the people where I was familiar with from the yesterday's orientation. Okay. So it's a little different this year. So I got a new phone for one thing. That's good. I had to use their phone this year. Last year I was able to use my phone. I'm gonna see how I can get it so where I can use my own phone, because I don't want to use their phone. It's just two things to use, you know. Like, I would rather use my own phone. All right. But I had to use their own phone today, and the sign-in the sheet that you fill out every day, you know, as a PVD, it tells you how many your miles, your route, what phone you were assigned, or MDA. All right, it's called a mobile delivery app. All right, basically that's what it's called. Your start time, your end time, and how many miles you drove, and if you took a lunch, or, you know, all that good stuff. All right, you need to turn that paper in at the end of the day, or else you won't get paid. All right, it's very important that you turn that paper in. All right, and I shit you not, when I came in at the end of the day, there was like huge stack of those papers they were going through. I was like, holy shit, that every one of those papers is a PVD, dude. They are loaded with PVDs, and that's what I remember last year. Last year there was a lot of PVDs. So yeah, I mean, hey, if they don't got work, man, a lot of people are not gonna, you know, they're gonna only pick certain people. Okay. So what they told me, oh yeah, so they asked me like, hey, did you get this text message? You got the text message saying to be here at 12:30, right? Did you reply to it? And I said no, I didn't. I just came here at 12:30. So I don't think they had any work lined up for me. So the way it works is so they're gonna actually use the text message system this year. All right, last year they had it, but they didn't really use it all that much. All right, they used it to send messages out once in a while. Last year we had to wait for them to call us, and then they would say, hey, you know, meet this person, meet this driver out there and help them out. All right, they'll have everything you need, and then you go meet them out there and you do the thing, you do your work. This year they're going to use the text message system. Okay, so they're going to text a bunch. They're going to go, what they told me is they have a list of drivers, and they go down the list of drivers, and they start texting them. All right, they text them, and if they don't get a reply, they're assuming you don't want to work today, all right, or you can't work today. So So if you don't reply, you won't get any work. All right, so good. I learned that today. All right, so he said like, yeah, you need to reply. So I don't know how. I should have asked him like how, like within what time frame should I reply, like half an hour, 10 minutes, you know. Like what if I wake up and oh damn, they text messaged me, I didn't know it, you know, that type of thing. But anyway, so you should put yes, okay, I'll be there, or I understand, or yes, like, yeah, just put yes, I can work today, and then they will assign you work. All right, they'll probably text you who you're gonna helping out today and what their phone number is, and then you go out there and help them. All right, so anyway, they gave me a phone. All right, they gave me the sheet to fill out for your work for today. They gave me an insurance card. All right, I had the one from last year, but I guess that one's no good anymore. So I have a new insurance card. The insurance card is for you while you're delivering packages. All right, so if anything should happen to your vehicle, or you, I guess, while you're working out there delivering packages, UPS will cover it with their insurance. Okay. When you're off the clock, then that's your insurance. All right, so he told me, that's what my supervisor told me. Hey, if you get in an accident or something out there, make sure you use this insurance card. All right, because then they'll take care of you. Okay, type of thing. All right, so that's good to know. All right. Yeah, they gave me an insurance card, and then they gave me like a little. They gave me a phone mount. All right, they gave me a phone mount for my vehicle. It's this thing. It's a cup. It goes in your cup holder, and it's got a little arm that goes up, and then there's a thing for you to put the phone in there. All right, I already have one for my phone, but it's a magnetic one. These phones don't have magnetic mounts. Okay, it's a little claw grabber thing. Okay, so they gave us one of those. I don't know if they're gonna want it back or anything. I'm assuming not. Maybe unless you clean it or something. They give you a cleaning cloth for the phone. All right, like a microfiber cloth. They gave me another insurance card. They gave me an info notices. All right, that's like the door tag that you if somebody's not home, you fill it out. Hey, we're gonna come back and deliver it tomorrow. Blah blah blah, and you stick it on the door. All right, they gave me some of those. They gave me a pen. Yeah, make sure you get all that stuff from them. All right, if they don't give it to you, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's nice if you have your own pens and stuff, but they got a lot of that stuff for the drivers and stuff, so take advantage of it. Okay. I wore my face mask when I was there, because I got COVID last year. I don't want to get it again. All right. I don't know if I got COVID from somebody at UPS or not, but yeah, I don't want to go through that this year again, man. I want to work like as long as I can. Okay. Yeah. So the pay was $38, and I think it's 65 cents a mile. So surprisingly, they had. Another thing they told me is like you can't drive your vehicle into the warehouse anymore. So that's a bummer. Last year I was driving in the warehouse and loading packages up and stuff. They don't allow that anymore, unfortunately. Okay, there's just not enough room in the warehouse to put the vehicles in there. It's not like last year. They didn't have this big old warehouse. They have the usual package warehouse. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So they hooked me up with the driver. They gave me the name and the phone number. I called him. This dude's name was Rudy, and I met him out in Brokaw in San Jose. and so I'm thinking like, that's weird. Every time I've worked here, they always send me to Almaden, like the Almaden. So apparently, they combined the Berryessa and Almaden. I guess Berryessa's, there's no more Berryessa Package Center. It's just Almaden now. All right. And so Almaden is like pretty much a big giant chunk of San Jose. So HadesOmega will be delivering in more places now. That's what I say. All right. The cool thing is, where I delivered packages was not very far from my home. Okay, so I kind of knew the area. It was kind of it's a little bit ghetto area. Man. I'm not gonna lie. Where I used to deliver before in Almaden Valley, dude, the houses are so nice there. The neighborhoods are so nice, and I kind of like that. But where there's like really nice neighborhoods and big houses and stuff, you gotta do more driving. Okay. Today's route was actually, it was I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been doing this for like a year, and man, I'm tired. I was tired at the end of the day. I worked just under 6 hours. All right, I told myself, hey, I was really tired, and I was like, you know what, I just want to go home. I'm really hungry. I didn't eat enough today, so that's another thing. Make sure you eat something before you go, or bring some food with you, and bring snacks and stuff to eat like while you're working. Okay, that's a tip right there, because you're gonna get hungry, and you'll that's what happened to me. I got hungry, and I got tired. So it's probably because I hadn't done this for so long. Hopefully in the coming weeks out, my body will start getting used to it. It's always like that, man. Whenever I start a package delivery job, I feel so tired at first, and then your body will get used to it, man. Trust me. It will. That, or you'll just quit. I don't know, man. What can I say? So yeah, just make sure you got some good shoes, all right, and you got gas in your car and all that stuff, and your car's in good shape. They don't inspect your vehicle. Yeah, they've never inspected my vehicle. They've never inspected my uniform or whatever. You can wear whatever you want, provided that you look neat and professional. All right. So what I'm wearing right now looks neat and professional, apparently. Okay. And they want you to wear like a boots. Okay. No tennis shoes, nothing like that. But I haven't had anybody say anything about, that. I think they understand that you're seasonal help, and you're only there for so long. So why should you go out and buy clothes to do this? Okay. And when I was a driver, they gave me a uniform. All right. So yeah. But this is your uniform, okay, guys? So this is your kind of like your badge to get in the building and stuff. If you're wearing one of these, they know that you're working for UPS, and yeah, they're not going to check your ID or anything at the guard check. I know, I thought that was kind of annoying, but yeah, they said like, yeah, you just go walk in the back, like you're wearing the vest and you're a PVD. Go ahead, take care of business. Okay, so it was pretty easy. Yeah, the route I had was actually pretty easy. I shit you not, like you stop, and then you deliver a package, and the next package is like across the street. All right, next package is like two doors down. You don't have to drive. I didn't have to drive all that much, man. I would stop, deliver a bunch of packages to a bunch of stops, and then get back in and then move down the block. All right, so that seems to be, and the houses weren't very big here, so there wasn't a lot of walking. Okay. I did have to do like an apartment complexes and condominiums in the later part of the day. I did 2 trips to the mothership, okay? I met Rudy twice. And yeah, so I was able to fill my vehicle up pretty much all the way with packages today. So I did 48 stops today. 48 stops, and I delivered around like 100 packages, I think. So not a bad day's work. That's what I'm saying, all right? And that was just under 6 hours. That's good. It was under 6 hours, because if I went over 6 hours, and you know what? It really didn't take that long for me to deliver. It took me like three or 4, maybe around like 5 hours to finish everything, okay? But what my supervisor told me is, hey, when you clocked in at 12:30. Because that's when we got to the warehouse, and that's when we did the training and all that stuff, and then they sent us out. So we started at 12:30. But normally when you go out and meet the driver, so they're going to text you, hey, can you work today? And you put yes, and then they're going to hook you up with the driver. You call them, and then wherever you're living at, wherever you start from, you go and meet the driver over there, and then that's when you punch in. Okay, once you start grabbing the packages from the driver, that's the time you punched it. Okay. And then yeah, this year I had to use the phone. I think this is the first time I had to use the MDA phone. All right, the phone that they give you. And you know what the nice thing about the MDA phone is that it doesn't log out and stuff. It automatically, it's a single purpose device. All right, it's not a phone to like do this and XYZ. Its only purpose is for package delivery stuff. Okay. But with the phone, you have to log in and everything, and like it might work, it might not work. I don't know, man. So it looks like I might have to use their phone. One thing I don't like about having to use their phone is that I leave my phone in the vehicle, and somebody could steal it, because it's just kind of there sitting there on the phone mount. So I don't know. What I did is I used my phone for the GPS to like kind of navigate. and then I used their phone, all right, the MDA phone, to just deliver the packages, all right. And they said if you do it that way, the battery lasts much longer, okay. But I didn't have any problems with it running out of battery. I think I was at like 80-something% when I came back to the warehouse, so yeah, not too bad. The only annoying thing about the phone is it has a passcode. If the phone goes to sleep and you can't, you have to put a code in, and that's another thing for me to freaking remember. So I gotta remember my UPS number, all right, my UPS employee number, and I gotta know the number to the freaking, how to get into the phone now. I gotta remember so many different things, you know. I write it all down and it's in my phone, okay, but it's kind of annoying having to try to remember this stuff. So what I have is a clipboard, the same clipboard I used from last year. Have a piece of paper on it to take notes, all right. You can put the driver's name, phone numbers, addresses, you know, all the stuff that you need to doodle throughout the day. It's really handy to have something to take notes with, all right. Have a couple pens. Yeah, so, but yeah, that was my first day of work, and not too bad. I actually started before December, so that's good. All right, I think I started about maybe like a week or two before I started last year, so that's okay. I mean, honestly, oh yeah. So here's another thing they told me. They told me they're already hiring at the beginning of November, but like I said, I've been checking every day, and I never saw it. You know, I never saw any job openings. So for PVDs in San Jose, all right. But there were some for some of the other centers. But yeah, I didn't see anything. All right, and then I'm not joking. On the day that I applied, I got an email from somebody from UPS HR saying, "Hey, it's the peak season. We're hiring again." And yeah, the day after I applied. So like that. I don't know if that's true or not. The PVD started working at the beginning of November. I don't believe it, man. But if they say so, you know, I don't know. I didn't get the 411 on that. That's for sure. So really, I think if they were hiring at the beginning of November, I would have got that HR email earlier than that. All right. So, but anyway, yeah, I tried my best to start working as soon as I could, and then now is like at the end of November is when I started. Okay, which is a little earlier than last year. Hopefully we'll have a lot of work. The volume will be pretty good. You know, I remember there's some days that it wasn't busy and we didn't get work. So. And then those days I'm just gonna do DoorDash. That's what I'm gonna do. Do DoorDash or just take a day off. So, but yeah, it's great to be working again. It's great to be working for UPS during the peak season. Looking forward to it. All right. Okay. So that's the end of my vlog. The UPS peak season seasonal personal vehicle delivery driver 2022 vlog. All right. That's part 1. All right. Part 2 will be the ending vlog. All right. And I also have a bunch of videos that I shot last year. All right. And I go over like my vehicle, how I sort my vehicle and stuff, and like the setup I have in my vehicle. I set my vehicle up pretty good, you know. What works for me may not work for you. You know, you may have a different vehicle. The nice thing about having a smaller vehicle, in my opinion, is that you only have so many places to put things, so it's kind of easier to find stuff. But like I mentioned also, you see, if you got stuff piled up on top of each other, it's going to be a pain in the ass to find that stuff, and you're just going to be rifling through packages at every stop, man. And I do not like that, man. I like being able to find that package and just deliver. Okay. Okay, so today I drove 24 miles. Expect to drive around like 30 miles a day. Okay. It depends on where you're going, all right? Honestly, I saw somebody's PVD sheet and they had like 10 miles on there. I was like, wow, really? Okay. It'll probably be less. It should be less because I started at the package center today, okay? Like, to tell you the truth, if I had started from home, it would have been less because where I did my deliveries was close to where I live. Literally, my house was like down the street, sort of, where I live. So, yeah. Hopefully they keep me around there. Hopefully I can deliver around my neighborhood. That would be nice. Yeah, the only thing I didn't like where I delivered is some of the streets, like they didn't have any parking, and the streets were like really narrow. You know, I had to park on the street with my flashers on. Yeah, I don't like doing that, man. As much as possible, I don't like doing that. That's why I like delivering in nice neighborhoods, because they generally have street parking. Okay, so yeah, I drove 24 miles today. Expect to drive around that. Honestly, once you're delivering the packages, you're not really putting that many miles. You're just yeah, once you got the packages, you hardly put any miles on your vehicle, man. You'll just be driving around the blocks. That's it, okay? If you forget, you might have to go back, you know? And then I think the most miles you'll be driving is to when you go to the truck, all right? That's it. Yeah. If you have a hybrid vehicle, that's like the ideal vehicle for this, okay? Hybrids are perfect, all right? I have a plug-in electric hybrid. That's even better, okay? I don't use any gas, all right? But I had to use some gas today because I ran out of charge. But hybrids are perfect because when you're delivering packages, it doesn't run the engine, and like when you're driving down the block to deliver a package, you're not using any gas because you're driving really, really slow, you know? So yeah, I think a hybrid vehicle is great for this. Like if you had like a hybrid, this new hybrid Sienna, that's the one to get, man. Because in my opinion, minivan, that's the best vehicle to have. All right, you got so much more room. Yeah, so the driver had some packages that were really big. All right, and if the packages are really big, you can't take them, man. It's more beneficial for you to take the small stuff from the driver. And you do more of the stops, and then the driver can do the big stuff because he has the bigger vehicle. Okay, if you have a minivan and you can take the big stuff, more power to you. All right, that's why I say it's best to have the biggest vehicle you can have, so you can put more packages and do more work at a time. Okay, so those are just some of my tips for the beginning vlog, and I'll see you pretty much at the in 2023. All right, if I remember correctly. After New Year's, I hardly worked at all. I think I worked 1 or 2 days after New Year's, and that was it. All right, so it gets really slow. I think the busiest time is like right now. All right, so Black Friday just happened, and people are ordered a bunch of stuff, and all that stuff needs to be delivered in like a week or two. So I think these next 2 weeks are going to be like crazy. Okay, these next 2 weeks, and then maybe like. Right before Christmas, it's gonna get crazy, and then after Christmas, you're just gonna see it just slow down. All right. But anyway, I'll talk about that. What really happens in the next vlog. Okay, the ending seasonal PVD vlog. All right. Okay. Thanks for watching. HadesOmeg's out.